Hi, in this video I'm going to have a look at the new features in King of Avalon version 11.4. I would say the main new thing is a new set of gemstones, the frost gemstones. If we compare these to what we already have, Immortal 335 attack, Frost 552, and for the of course it's the same for health and defense, and for the troop Immortal was at a basic level 167.5, and that one is 276. I don't have the values for fully enhanced, but I assume the ratio of difference will be more or less the same, and this is actually nothing new. Most of the time it's like this, not double, but maybe somewhere between 1.5, 1.7 times as much. Of course, for low spenders, non-spenders, this frost, the availability of frost itself is not really that interesting, but the changes around it are quite interesting. Let's look at the major things. You can now get 7 Immortal Arcana from the Alliance store. If you don't have that complete, that is one major thing that is going to be helpful. I don't have it complete at all yet. I have, let's get an overview. As you can see, so I have to do 12, only 6, I have anti-mortal still 12 to go, so even if that's 7 a day, it's going to be slow, but definitely it's going to help, because in other situations we only got them from certain events, and that moved along quite slowly. Now there is an extra 7 a day, plus the occasional you get from events, so that's going to move things along a bit faster. And the nice thing is you only need 50, so it should move quite fast. Only for these you need 100. Getting back to that, for this you need the Advanced Sanguine Arcana, and that is also now possible. Sorry, shouldn't go there. That is now also possible to get. Both Sanguine Arcana and Advanced Sanguine Arcana have been added to the Alchemist corner, especially the Advanced Sanguine Arcana. That is quite nice. I don't know exactly when, but about maybe half a year or probably longer ago, I used my credits in the shop event to get this Advanced Sanguine Arcana, because at that moment I was not sure, like, will it become available even in a cheaper way. On hindsight, that might have been a bit of a waste. Of course, I benefited from the better stats for a while, but I could have probably better spent it on real batches and take it at this time. So this is really very nice. For those who don't have it yet, you can just purchase 100. You need 200 in total, I think. You can just purchase 100 in the shop for a very cheap amount, so that's very nice. I will get a bit more into shop and reward changes later. Now first let's have a look at the other related changes. I see I'm still on my troop training. I'm going to equip myself for war fully, just in case. Second, okay. So we have this one. For me, not interesting. Don't get much points. You get 2 points for an Immortal Flawless, and 1 for an Immortal precious and better I don't have. You need to have a very, quite high level, rare and epic at least to be able to get to the lowest point amount. So that's quite tough, not going to work, but maybe for others could be interesting. We have the lucky draw, the reward history. So this is what I have selected. Really love to get that 54 Medoc fragments, but not going to get that. And what I haven't done yet is the gemstone gauntlet. I don't expect I'm going to get to complete the first stage completely. And the crystallized gemstone amounts are quite low. But let's see where we end up. Just try a second time. I wanted to show all the stats, but for some reason that screen disappeared. I'm a bit lower everywhere, so that is not going to work, unfortunately. Anyway, I actually didn't really expect that to work. So that's and in the Merlin trials for gemstones and combo trial, actually chapters 27 and 28 have been added. One thing that might be of interest to some players is that the Frost Scrolls are now also in the auction house. That is not really relevant for me. And maybe I didn't show that to you, but I guess what is the same as with other recent things. So if you want to craft this basic Frost, you actually need a flawless Frost gem. Flawless Immortal gem to be able to craft a Frost gem. Okay, so that was it for this. I'm going to make a small separate videos on the events that have been activated. The Ravager Revenge, it's not that interesting. I would say the rewards, you get some Aurelius Pendragon maximum of 20 a day for a 3-day period, so that's not that interesting actually. The other event that has been activated is the Outlandish Vault, that is only going to give you some gold. The first day that is 1500, hopefully that increases over time, because 1500 a day to do something, so it's just it's nice, but it's not really very special. We always hope, of course, for some more special things from the anniversary events, but this the reward-wise, it's not doesn't seem very special. But I will make separate videos on those two events and get a bit more into that anyway. There are some announcements. Neitherfall, Alliance Hunt and the Kingdom Raid will come back. So the Neither War that we have had recently, that was the one-off basically, but Neither Fall, then you had a whole season, and there was a shop where you could get some more interesting rewards. Hopefully they add some royal badges there this time, and maybe some other interesting stuff. So that's quite nice. If you have a shop where you can purchase interesting things for credits, I always quite like that. So that's if they have this Neitherfall season before they start, for example, the season map 3 event in between have Neitherfall, that would be quite interesting. Alliance Hunt, I'm a bit less interested in the Kingdom Raid. Not really, not one of my favorite, but I'm sure some people will be very happy it's back. They did an announcement for the anniversary events Long Night Circus and Fortune Lakescape, but those still have to be activated, the 20th and the 25th, so that's not much to say about that now. Maybe I'm going to make some videos on that later. And for the rest, I think I have already mentioned some things in the shops that have improved. For the rest, we have more statue material in the trial shop. So that's quite nice. The amounts, I don't know what the old amounts were, but yeah, some of this was ridiculously small amounts compared to what you need. So it's good that they increase this kind of thing. In the auction house, if you already have too much Frost Arcana in the auction house, you can exchange it. Well, that's not a problem for me. We get more crystallized gem in the Neither War Gold event and Spiral Loot. No, Neither War seems to have been closed, so I'm not sure what the benefit is of that. So for the rest, it was already things that I mentioned, the changes with the Immortal Arcana and the Sanguine Arcana in the Alchemist corner and the Immortal Arcana in the Crucible, so that's quite nice. For the rest, I haven't noticed any differences in the shops. If you have noticed anything else, that is always much appreciated. I mean, for me, I'm of course quite happy with being able to improve my stats by getting the Immortal Arcana in an easier manner. While we are on it, let's purchase that. I'm actually not too far anymore from getting my last Lionheart, so it's good. Makes it good to be able to switch to the Immortal Arcana, so that's nice. But it feels a bit, what should I say? Oh, I just realized that I started, that was stupid. I wanted to do two things at the same time, so I forgot to start my troop training. That is going to cost me some extra resources today, but I have quite sufficient at the moment, so it's not a big disaster. So for me, I'm happy, but it feels a bit we are making the same motion over and over. So a new release, they add new gemstones, gear, prestige statues, hero weapons, dragon emblems, one of those. They make the previous one a lot easier to get for the non-spenders, low spenders that don't have them yet, which makes because of that, the gap between the spenders and non-spenders is getting smaller, and then the spenders are kind of, forced into, wouldn't say forced, but basically if you're a spender, you need to keep spending if you want to stay ahead of the masses. If you stop spending maybe in 1 year, and that's a long time, but in 1 year, maybe everyone will have caught up with everything, probably sooner, but everyone will have caught up and have the same gemstones, the same gear, the same prestige statues, dragon emblems, hero weapons. So yeah, it's that's really, I guess a lot of people are happy, so I shouldn't complain about it. But it feels like we are just going through the same motion over and over again, and this is just one of those times, and I'm happy I'm going to get better stats, but I'm sure that the spenders are going to get better stats as well, and the difference will stay approximately the same. Anyway, enough for my rambling. If you have, as I said, if you have any suggestions, any comments, questions, always much appreciated, and of course, thanks for watching this video.